Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's take a look at pricing, but before we do, on today's episode, could it be possible that Donald Trump enacts no taxes on crypto? Stick around. Also, Ripple and Cardano could be forming a partnership. We'll discuss that and more. Let's take a look at pricing. Bitcoin still holding strong, up 1.75% in the last 24 hours, sitting at 91,458. It did hit an all-time high, again, of over 93,000. Recently, Ethereum sitting at 3,190. Solana sitting at 216, almost 217. Dogecoin sitting at 41 cents. And XRP up 4.05% in the last 24 hours, sitting at 72 cents, almost 73 cents. So again, the market holding steady from its big gains recently, which is certainly what we want to see. Let's jump into some news. First, coming from John Deaton here, he says, never pay attention to what they say, only what they do. That is key. Remember how Vanguard promised to never list Bitcoin ETFs? I'll check out who the second largest holder of MicroStrategy stock is. Nice job, Vanguard. So Vanguard, who was adamant, CEO came out, said they were not going to back Bitcoin ETFs. I think they changed leadership. They changed CEOs in the meantime and still have not backed Bitcoin ETFs. Guess what? They're still in the game of Bitcoin because they own a big portion of MicroStrategy. So, very key thing to always remember when you're in crypto or other financial investments. Never pay attention to what they say, only what they do. Moving on to Jimmy Valley here, he says, boom, LFG DJT. Let's frickin' go, Donald J. Trump. America is back. Retweeted from Sean here, says breaking, President Trump wants to eliminate all capital gains taxes on cryptocurrencies issued by U.S. companies. This would ultimately make all profit Americans make on holding crypto assets such as Cardano, Algo, XRP, and HBAR fully tax-free, as their creators are U.S. companies. The source claims that the legislation requires the companies to have been registered as entities in the country before having issued the crypto assets, yet there will be a path to relocate businesses with existing crypto assets on the market to the United States. This strategy is part of the broader goal of the Trump administration to make America the crypto capital of the world. Source, it says, member of the Trump transition team. Effectively, this would make Made in America cryptocurrencies the most logical investment for U.S. citizens, as they'd not have to spend up to 37% taxes on their gains. It would totally reshape the crypto market. This would be huge, ladies and gentlemen, if this happens. Obviously, it's not going to happen until Trump's officially in office, and they have time to look over these types of things, and it may not be the first thing on the agenda. However, if this happens in the next couple of years, it would be incredible. So hopefully we will see this play out. The sooner the better, obviously. We'll watch it. Coming in here, King Valix says now digital dollar getting presented to the Fed, aka UBI coming. Let's take a listen to this interview on Fox with a member of the Digital Chamber of Commerce in regards to stablecoins. Take a listen.
We can exclusively report now that you are headed to the Federal Reserve right after this segment today to present a report on stablecoins. And that report is titled How Stablecoins Are Extending U.S. Dollar Dominance, a Policymaker's Guide to Action. Tell us what's most important here.
The stablecoin markets have proven to be one of the most successful use cases and applications of blockchain technology. The stablecoin market is over a $4 trillion transaction market. That's larger than Visa and many other of the largest global payment networks. This is a very big deal. Why? Because it's taking US dollars and bringing them to communities all around the world that previously did not have access to US dollars. There is new field data available that says, where we looked at who are the people outside of the United States that are accessing stable coins and what are they doing with them. And one of the top reasons why people outside of the US are accessing stable coins is to save in US dollars. So this is extending the dollar into new markets, is creating new demand for US dollars, and it creates an incredible, powerful tool for financial inclusion globally. And our key point for the Federal Reserve and for our lawmakers here in Washington, D.C., is the U.S. already dominates this market. Over 99% of stablecoins circulating globally today are U.S. dollar dominated. So the U.S. is dominating the stablecoin market. We support regulation and oversight of stablecoin markets, but we want to make sure that we don't lose our edge. We want to make sure that we do no harm, that we protect our dominance. This is not only a tool for financial inclusion, this could also be a tool to strengthen the US dollar and to preserve that world reserve currency status for the next generation.
There you go. A way to strengthen the US dollar. Certainly something we want to see as we move into stable coins. RLUSD, things have been quiet, but we do know it's coming out. They're just waiting for the New York proper authorities to give it the okay. So we should be hearing about the RLUSD, I would think, here before the end of the year. That's been the signal from Brad Garlinghouse. Moving on to subjective views, an area that we are very much focused on is how our network can be used to exchange/transfer tokenized value across public and private blockchains, as well as to interlink CBDCs globally. This is Javier Perez Tasso, Swift CEO. Take a listen. This gentleman is, what would you say, somewhat important in this transition to digital assets and blockchain? Take a listen.
90% of SWIFT payments today reach the beneficiary bank within an hour, putting the in-flight time well within the G20 goals. And as an industry, we can go even further. Having ISO 222 across the community will drive a major uplift in data quality, which is an essential component for an even better end client experience, but as well, stronger compliance and, of course, innovation. Innovation that is rapidly accelerating here in Asia, as in other parts of the world, where we're seeing big advancements in technologies and business models that, face it, are truly transforming the landscape. Because the reality is, in the future, there will be many more ways to move value, not fewer. And people will demand more choice, not less. So an area that we're very much focused on is how our network can be used to exchange, to transfer tokenized value across public and private blockchains, as well as to interlink CBDCs globally, with SWIFT as a single window, creating an end-to-end tracking, transparency, traceability, and trust across all transactions.
Yeah, guess how they're going to use that? Guess how they're going to get to that point of helping transfers, helping exchanges? It's called XRP, my friends. Moving on to Emily here. She says, rumor, Ripple and Cardano mega partnership in the making to enable improved interoperability between their ecosystems. She has a link here on the story, but this is huge news. Again, you want to move this industry forward, you got to be working together. And these are two of the bigger players in the game. So hopefully we see this come to fruition. We will certainly check back up on it and report it back to you. Coming in from Smoke Dog, institutions are expecting Gary Gensler to be fired by the end of 2024. This means that all of the crypto security cases he's pursuing will be aborted. That's not a guarantee. I don't believe that. Smoke Dog says that here. I don't believe that's necessarily the case. I believe they'll review all of them. Many of them probably will be aborted, but there could be legitimate ones in there. Therefore, it's possible the SEC versus Ripple case could be thrown out if he's gone by the end of this year. Now, I do believe that the Ripple case will be one of those that does get thrown out, just because of that's been the most horrendous one that's happened during his time. And here's a quote from the article. It says, "We expect that Gensler will be fired by the year end, and the legal cases he has wasted tens of millions of taxpayer money pursuing, in which the industry has spent more than $400 million defending, will be aborted." So hopefully that is the case. And I think we'll know sooner than later, as most SEC chairs resign once there's a change in president. So will Gary Gensler hold true to that? My guess is yes. And we'll see his resignation soon. Coming in from Jimmy Valley here, it says knowingly. He's talking about, he retweeted here from Digital Asset Investor, who says President Trump just nominated John Ratcliffe to be the director of the CIA. You know, the same John Ratcliffe that warned Jay Clayton of China's dominance of crypto and was ignored by Clayton. Jay Clayton proceeded to sue Ripple. And here's the proof. December 17th, 2020, to the Honorable Jay Clayton, chairman, and all the other SEC chairs here copied. To Chairman Clayton and commissioners, this talks about how he should reconsider suing Ripple and getting involved and waiting for the next administration to take a look at things. On the second page here, it says national security considerations are also at stake. Correspondence from the United States Senate to the Director of National Intelligence and to National Security Advisor regarding national security concerns arriving from Chinese control over Bitcoin and Ether underscore the benefits of measured interagency coordination regarding matters implicated by the contemplated proceedings. The Director of National Intelligence has also reportedly written directly to the Commissioner's chair regarding this issue and has offered the chair a briefing on the threat to national security posed by the dominance of Bitcoin and Ether with no effective U.S.-based competition. The red flag raised by national security authorities is further cause for coordinated decisions making with the incoming chair and administration. A clear warning from Mr. Ratcliffe that was ignored by Jay Clayton. And I'm sure more of this is coming out in the documentary Rigged from the Start, formerly titled XRP Unleashed. People online are respectively not talking about that movie because not everybody has seen it yet. But I'm sure this is exposed even further. And I will report back on that because I will be seeing the documentary this weekend. So happy to report back without giving away the entire plot of the movie. Coming in from John Reed Stark here, he continues to pile on Gary Gensler. He says SEC Chair Gensler should resign. The SEC staff should prepare a spreadsheet of all crypto-related investigations, litigation, and rulemaking so the new chair can swiftly grind them all to a screeching halt. Like it or not, the people have spoken, and their will must be respected. So, again, lots of common themes here with Mr. Gensler, and we just need to see that resignation, bottom line. Good Morning Crypto comes in here and says, just in, Canary Capital files registration statement with the SEC for an HBAR ETF. So we know we have Bitcoin ETF, which is dominating as related to ETF histories. We have the ETH ETF, which is doing fine, not comparing to BTC, but we wouldn't expect it to. And they say these ETFs really don't kick into effect until years 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They get even stronger. So imagine what we're looking at with Bitcoin, Ether, and now we're hearing XRP and HBAR coming into play. Beautiful things, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful things coming to the crypto industry. Continues to be strong. I'll continue to give the information out there to you. Do me a favor, hit the like and follow button. It certainly helps the channel. And I will see you on the flip side.